We're good.
Okay, good.
I can talk over music, bro.
Here we go. Well, I tell you what, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, time to have some fun. DJ Izzy is in the house tonight. Welcome to the GG Factor. As we approach the end of this month of Whoa Boy, January has kicked in, my friend. DJ Izzy, how you doing, man?
Doing awesome, my brother. Never been better.
Oh man, you know something? I was just telling you right before we went on this live stream, man, how it was no coincidence, but a God incidence that we could have this moment tonight. Oh man, this is a world-class DJ, my friends. This guy's been all over the world. He's been doing this thing for many years. He's going to share his story, why his story matters, and that's what we do here on the GG Factor every Tuesday night. We have all intentions to inspire you, educate you, inform you, and more importantly, empower you to say that if DJ Izzy done it, I done it, I know you can do it. Because I know at the end of the day, and I'm going to leave you with this, to stop his music, everybody's story matters. And tonight, this man is an immigrant from Cuba. For what we're dealing with in this country right now, to show you that you can come from another country. You can land in the land of the free. You can become an entrepreneur. You can become a spiritual advisor. You can become an author. You can do the things. You can be a great husband. You can be a great family man and be here in America. So with that said, I'm going to stop the music here. When I do, it becomes official. That's right. Tonight is the night that I say, hey, welcome, DJ Izzy. How you doing, man? Thank you so very much. And my first question for you, man, is always your why. You can tell us a little bit about you, but what is your why that you decided, I want to be a DJ, I want to be an entertainer, I want to be an entrepreneur? Share that with us, would you please?
Well, I've always been an artist, you know. I'm what you might call a multi-talented artist. I do just about any type of art, really. I'm a paint, and I draw, and I sculpture, and whatever it is. I dance and I sing. I'm a singer, so I do all types of art. So in the beginning, when I tried to do the business thing, even though I could do the business thing, it wasn't in my heart to do that. You know, I'm an artist, and I was born to do art, and the DJ was just more in line with what I do, entertaining people, and using my talents God gave me to make money with, which is amazing. And it's been a wonderful ride, no doubt. I love what I do, and I love being able to entertain for a living. I mean, I understand how some people live, you know, in these box office all day, like 8 hours or 12 hours a day in one law office. I couldn't do that. Even when I was doing the business thing, the 9-to-5 thing, I was a field service salesman or a field service tech. I could never be in one cooped up office all day. So I'm one of those guys, and going to gig and doing events, that's just amazing, right? We have the perfect,
let me tell you something,
job,
man.
don't we?
I want to give you that formal introduction, and you said something that's so important. Everybody's got a little light under the sun, DJ, and you found yours, and you realized that just working a job every day wasn't for you. You decided that you wanted to step out of the box. You came here from Cuba in 1964, man. You originally from the area of Chicago, Illinois. When you moved in, your family came here to America. Then you come to South Florida. I see you went to DeVry right here. I know exactly when I'm out running and training for a marathon. When I used to run marathons, I would run by DeVry University. I know exactly where it is.
Wow.
So you were in my backyard, and I didn't even know it. Now here's the part, that you got the associate's degree there in applied science and electronics. And then you became a door-to-door sales rep. You became a service technician. Then you became an inspector for Underwriters Laboratories. And you did that, my friend, for 14 years. So my loaded question, part two of the why, when did you decide that I got to take the pivot? I'm going to go full-time. I believe in my dream, and I'm going to step out of the box and get out of my comfort zone and do this. When did you actually do that? What year was that after those 14 years that you took that full-time leap into entertainment?
Yeah, it was around 20-something years ago, like 23 years ago now, that 24 years ago, when I read like a third of Anthony Robbins' book, Awaken the Giant Within, and he literally awoke a giant within me. I knew that I was bound to do more than what I was doing. I had to change my life. I was, just finding a way to move to. I've always wanted to move to Florida. I hate the cold weather, the rain, the snow, and so I made plans to move to Florida. I was dividing my two things: either start an entertainment company, or I was going to buy this gas station, and the gas station, the Shell gas station, in Davie and 441. That Shell gas station. I was going to buy. I had contract to buy it.
Yeah.
And I came here in contract to buy. I was going to do entertainment on the side, but it turned out that fell through. My partner, had cold feet because of construction, and it turned out that I just started my entertainment business. I had a backup, of course, which was my I've always had backup as the entertainment business, but it became my major source, which was.
I have to say this to you, man. At the end of the day, by default, you did the right thing by listening to your heart. You felt you could do it. Now, I was very fortunate in the fact that, and sometimes in retrospect, I'll be very honest with you, maybe I could have taken a deeper leap just like you did. I stayed in the classroom. I'm a retired teacher, and I did 31 years in that room as an ESC teacher, as a head coach for cross country. And I don't regret any minute of it, man, any minute of it at all. So some of us, we can be a W-2, 1099, or we can be an entrepreneur, should I say, person with that trajectory for business, and we can do this. And what you've done that I admire is that you said, I believe in my art. I believe in who I am as an entertainer. I believe in who I am as a DJ. I believe that all the things I can do. See, I call you DJ Izzy because, I didn't see your show that night. You didn't see my show that night. We met we're at the end of the night doing the part of the job nobody sees, and we just started to connect. And then I realized that you say you're an entertainer, that you really do a lot of things about it. So under the umbrella of entertainment, now that we're talking about it, and we know now that over 20 plus years ago, you just took the pivot. And so you're telling me for those 20 plus years, you have been a full-time entertainment service?
Yeah, I've been doing entertainment all my life. And even in Chicago, when I was working for Underwriters and working all these other jobs, I would always DJ in the weekend, because that's what a DJ is. You're doing the weekend weddings.
Exactly.
I'm a weekend wedding DJ, right? Always been a DJ. I've always been a DJ. Been a DJ for 40 years.
That is absolutely incredible. And you know something? That is why I know it gets back to when I discussed my P3 theory about passion, purpose, and possibility, that we kind of segued into some of my questions I got here for you. But the bottom line is really realistically this. Everybody's got a little light under the sun. I've always said it every week on my show, and even on my masterclass on Thursday nights. Michelle Obama shared it with Oprah, man, when she was speaking to a cohort of just young teenage girls. And she said to them, don't you ever forget that your story matters, but do it with passion. And DJ Izzy, from talking to you, from sitting down with you over lunch like we had an opportunity to do, to even have the kind of chance that we had to do what we've done, I know that you're destined for something big and still in what you're doing from an entrepreneurial track. You're just saying that, Tony Robbins inspired you. You said, what was that book, Awaken the Giant Within? So that was your catalyst for you to just, guess was that the one for you to become a DJ? Was that reading that book did it?
No, that's when I decided I wanted to do that full-time business and get out of the 9-to-5 job and start a business, whether it's an entertainment business or I was going to buy the gas station. I was going to be a businessman. I was going to go for my dreams, live in Florida. I was going to do big things, right? That was my first step into that void. But there's been since another one, which is really the most important one, which is when I found God and I decided to serve God. And that is what's brought me to where I am right now, which is where I really believe my true success lies. And even though I've always done what I love and I've been happy and all that till this time, I've been dormant, right, compared to where I am now. Right now, I'm living almost a fantasy dream, really, because when I decided to serve God full time, I was my DJ business turned into an event business, an event service business, and so I'm doing uplighting, photo booths. I'm doing the smoke machine, the dry ice, all that craziness. When you see an event, we put together all that. We do all of it, but that's made me a slave. So I'm running other people, I'm running other DJs, I'm running other services, and I'm a slave to that business. So I didn't want to be a slave. I want to be a slave to God. I want to work for God, right? Because my love for God has grown, and lately has grown to the point where I decided to get out of the back of the rock, and I decided I want to be in the front line rather than be in the back of the rock hiding, and I've got to serve God. I got to be in the front line fighting. There's a spiritual fight going on. You know that. This is a spiritual battle.
Oh, no
And
doubt.
we have to be in the fight. We can't just be sitting behind a rock. And I decided I got to get out and fight. And that's what I'm doing. So when I decided to do that, Greg, this is my testimony to you. When I decided to do that, I asked God, literally asked God, you need to find a way to free me from this other job, because this other job is getting in the way of me serving you, right? So if you want me to serve you the way you put in my heart to do, then you got to get rid of this other business, which is in the DJ business, really turned into an entertainment business, event services business. You got to get me out of that, because that's taking all my time and all my efforts, and I feel like I'm wasting my talents doing that. I've got to do something bigger, and God put it in my heart to get into the. Basically, what He gave me the wisdom to do is to find something that will free me. What are the things in the world that free you? You got to have either other people working for you. You have to either have your money work for you, or in this case, I found something better. I can find programs or applications that work for me. Literally, I'm building AI robots that are going to work for me 24/7, never take a vacation, never take a break. These AI robots will always be slaves of mine, because I build them one time, they're slaves forever. People are paying me $20 a month, every month for a certain app. That gives me freedom, and I decided that's what I want to do. When I decided that,
I want to intervene. I gotta ask you a question, because I want to save what you're speaking about regarding your should I say your pivot further into the technology world of AI before I leave from where you are right now, because I want to make sure our listeners, our viewers understand that I know you still work in the entertainment sector. Are you still doing that?
Yes,
now?
I'm still doing that.
Okay, so here's the question. You're still doing that, but you segued into your life for God, your spiritual foundation, your true blueprint is from the spiritual perspective. And you know me, I'm a mind, body, and spirit guy. I tell people all the time, you must live with that sort of balance in your life, because no matter how much money you make, no matter how good you look, no matter what kind of car you drive, no matter how big your house might be, you still need spirituality. So I applaud you. I concur with you. Now, I'm trying to ask the question and make sure that I understand you as well as our audience understand you. Where are you on your trajectory right now when you say, well, I'm living my life for God? I know you still as a DJ in a should I say, it is 24/7, 168 hours a week that you got, DJ Izzy, and that I know you're doing this global work, entertaining people with music, entertaining them with your song, with your voice, with your dance, and all the things that you're doing under that umbrella. But where and how much of you is being put in that arena of spiritual growth? Where are you reaching out to others to do that?
I've realized that even though DJ has been a nice ride all over here, it's been a waste of my God-given gifts, because literally, I really was born to sing. That's what I really always wanted to do, but I've never had a good memory, so I couldn't really sing in bands, and that never became a dream, although that has been a dream. It never became a dream, but I have a bigger dream now, which is basically to serve God and to preach.
Do you desire to be a minister?
To preach.
Now, do you desire to be a minister, a reverend?
It's not what I desired. It's what I've been called to do. You understand? There's a big difference. God called me to do that, and I know He called me to do that. I didn't want to do that, but He wouldn't let me be. He wouldn't let me be. I'm going to bed, and I'm preaching, and I'm going to bed, and I can't stop preaching. It's like He's putting these sermons in my head. It's like the Holy Spirit is forcing me to preach, and I can't even say no to it. I can't go to sleep because I'm practicing these sermons, and I'm like, why is this happening? But it's like when God wants something, you can't say no to Him. If He gave me if this is what He gave me these talents for, is for me to serve Him, then I got to serve Him. And and finally, I decided to get off, to stop being scared. What it was I was afraid. I was afraid I wasn't going to do it right. There's so many good preachers out there. So many people that can memorize the Bible backward and forward. I have a horrible memory. I feel like, not Abraham. I feel like Moses. He was stuttering and he was like, why are you going to use me, God? I stutter, right? You don't see I
yeah.
stutter? That's how I feel. I feel like, Moses, why are you calling me to do this? I can't even remember Bible verses. How am I going to serve you? But you know what? God has shown me that it's not the Bible verses. I know many, many people that can recite Bible verses, but they don't have the Holy Spirit within them. They don't have discernment of what they're reading. People like Geno Jennings, for one. This is the guy, Geno Jennings. The guy memorized the Bible backward and forward, but he doesn't have absolutely no discernment whatsoever as to what he's reading or what that means in his life and all that. It's an amazing thing to see that. When you see that, you're like, well, I don't care if I have a bad memory. I've got to share what I've got, which is the Holy Spirit. I got the Holy Spirit, and it's going to put in me what I need to speak, and it's going to happen. And it doesn't matter if I know all the Bible verses. I'm going to serve God. That's what I decided.
What you have to do is determine that, like you said, you are a soldier for God. You're a soldier for Jesus Christ. You're a soldier for bringing someone to. A lot of people have pain points from a religious perspective. Lots of people, they struggle with it. They and I mean, almost to the point that they become atheists. They just don't want to. And then you got people who are not that, but they still don't want to cross the threshold. Now, it just sounds to me like, I don't know where in your life journey that you've actually. I mean, it sounds like you've been a believer for almost 2 decades of your life. One of my questions was there a life-changing experience that sort of prompt you to say, I just want to be more for God? What did something happen in your life that was really like that really like activating point of saying, oh no, I don't want to keep going left. I don't want to keep going right here. I gotta forge ahead with a different mindset. Sounds to me like you made a real 360 spiritual mindset shift about God being first in your life,
well,
you know. And
first of all, meeting you, all right, it did impact me. And I have to say, talking about stagnation, activation, it made me realize that I was stagnant. Because you understand, it's not that I needed so much guidance. I just needed to know I was stagnant. See, people don't realize they're stagnant when they're stagnant. They're going through life stagnant, but they don't realize they're stagnant. When I met you, I was like, and you talked about stagnation. You wrote the book, and I was when we spoke, I'm like, you're right. I am stagnant. I am completely stagnant. I'm stagnant in my spiritual life. I'm stagnant in I'm stagnant in every way of life. I wasn't reading my Bible. I wasn't praying. I wasn't doing all the things that I need to do. I wasn't serving God. And I wasn't growing any business. I was just content with what I had. And so that really shifted me out and made me realize I've got to activate myself. Now, I didn't do it right away, as you can tell. It took me a few months to do it. But there are some things that did happen. I realized that we are under attack. What happened with Charlie Kirk and things like that? People are now, they're killing preachers, they're hurting people. There's a war going on, and I felt like I was hiding behind a rock while everybody else is getting shot, and I felt like I need to get out, and fight. I need to be in the fight. I need to be in the battle, because we can't hide behind a rock. We got to be in the battle. There's a battle going on, and we can't hide behind a rock. And that's what I was doing. I was hiding behind a rock, and I'm tired of it, and I'm going to out there serve God. I created my own channel. I got my own channel, Warriors of Truth, on YouTube. I started preaching on there. I started recording some videos. And through in the process of doing that, I started realizing I don't have enough time to do these videos. I got my business was taking my time, and I was like, I got to get out of this. And that's when I talked to God and told him, I need you to free me. And then he gave me the wisdom, basically, to start a AI business, creating apps with AI, which is what AI is an amazing. I want you to know the AI is an amazing millionaire maker. If you want to be a millionaire right now and you can't find a way to do it, you better learn some AI, because there's so many opportunities right now to be a millionaire with AI. It's an amazing. I'm just looking at one of them right now. I'm in one of them. There's so many of them.
Let me ask you a question about that. Since you segue again, we've gone through circle all the way around back to AI. What is your AI app? What is the function of it? Why did you decide that you would launch that AI? And what is it? Where is the app? What is it all about? Since we're really going to dive right into it.
I'm going to tell you how this all started, because you're going to freak out on the whole story of it, because it isn't a testimony all on its own. How this all started was I went to a birthday party with my wife. She's a nanny, and she goes, she got these rich people that she works for. And one of the rich guys, the father of the little kid that her kid plays with, he is a Shark Tank guy. And he, when I talked to him and he said he was a Shark Tank guy, I had an invention idea once, and I told him about my invention idea, and
so
he was
this
like,
guy you're talking about, to make sure everybody's following you, your etiology, you're initializing this direction regarding AI came from someone who was
what started everything.
He was a participant on Shark Tank.
This started everything. This was what triggered the AI thing, and then I decided to go with it all the way when I decided how it can give me freedom. But what happened was, when I used to ride my motorcycle to go to do sales calls, to sell weddings, I used to have to dress up like you're up right now, but I didn't want to go in my car because I love riding my motorcycle. And I have to go all the way to Palm Beach. I want to ride my motorcycle there, right? So I would ride my motorcycle dressed in a suit. The last thing you want to do in a motorcycle dressed in a suit is to get rained on, right? So I had to have two apps open on my phone. I had to shuffle from a weather app to show me the clouds, which way they were traveling and how fast they're traveling. And I had to see my GPS and how quickly I was going to get to the direction. And I had to determine in my head where these things were going to collide. Me and that rain are going to collide. Is it going to happen in Boca area? Do I have to take 441 instead of University to avoid the rain? How am I going to avoid this rain, right? So that, like I said, well, there's got to be a way to create like some type of program that will do that, right? An app, some type of app. And this was years ago that I thought this, but I never did anything with it because I was too afraid to give the idea to anyone because they would steal it from me. Anyone that's good enough to make it, and I give them the idea, they're going to make it and tell me they never met me. So I'm going to get they're going to steal my idea. So I couldn't trust nobody with my idea. And it turned out that.
But Izzy, wait a minute. That's why you get a patent. That's why you get a copyright.
But I can't get a patent on something that I haven't developed yet. But I didn't develop it. That's what it was, only an idea. You can't patent an idea. So here's what happened. So I determined that day that I met the guy, and we talked about it. He said, we got to figure out if this is out there because he liked the idea too. And I'm like, well, let's figure it out. Well, that night I went home and I researched, and it turned out that I don't see it nowhere. No one has done this. This is brand new. So I went and I decided, why don't I do it? There's AI programs, and now I heard that can actually write apps. I can talk to AI, write an app for me. I heard about this stuff called Lovable. So I'm like, why not? Let me get on Lovable. Let me learn it. And that's how it all started. It started there. Soon as I started making that app, I created, this is a hell of a testimony. I created an app. Listen to this. My app, created it. My AI created the Lovable, created an algorithm. An algorithm is a logic function that takes mathematical equations in the cloud that's moving in the air and the speed of the rain cloud and the direction of the rain cloud, and it takes my speed and direction of my motorcycle or boat or airplane or whatever wants to avoid rain or a storm for safety purposes or for just not getting wet. It takes those two mathematical equations, and using all those mathematical stuff that I don't even know how it does it, to be honest with you, because it created it. I'm not AI. So it created this algorithm that literally can tell me exactly where I'm going to hit that rain and exactly what street and what cross intersection if I continue to go in the direction and the speed that I'm going. And so it tells me, it can also tell me how fast I got to speed up to avoid that rain if I want to keep going in the same street. Or it'll tell me how many minutes I got to slow down in order to wait till the rain passes before I can move. And it also tells me
let me reroute to avoid that rain. This is very, very, very interesting because first and foremost, now that you've given me the intro to what your app, your AI friend is all about, it's become very interesting.
Very interesting.
The last thing I thought you would even bring up would be that your app is regarding regarding weather and location and avoiding being stuck in something that may be hazardous to you. So because of you riding your motorcycle.
Yes.
So now, this is very interesting now. So this app right now is available for people to purchase. You've launched it.
Yes, I have just launched it on what they call a test launch. It's a test. They put it into like 100 testers on Apple and Android. Matter of fact, the story is kind of gets more convoluted because you know how it's like a tree. The little branch grows it, and out of that branch comes another branch, another fruit. Before you know it, well, that's how this turned into a huge app building business. Because while making this app, and by the way, I just finished patenting, doing a conditional patent on this algorithm that I'm talking about right now. So you don't think of stealing it, because I already patented it. I'm messing with you. But anyway, I patented that last week. But while I was patenting it, I was trying to perfect my patent document, and AI made that for me. ChatGPT 5.2 made it for me, which is the smartest AI out. But when it was making it, I didn't know. I didn't really trust it 100%. I heard they do make mistakes, so I wanted to refine that application. So what I did was I created an app. I created an actual app that has 6 of the top AIs in it. GPT 5.5 just being one of them. You guys, Grok has all the different top AIs in the one app. And when you ask it a question, it's just like one, but all 5 will answer. And then it has one orchestrator that will take all the 6 answers and make it into, and condense it. And what it does is it creates a one answer, removing all the hallucinations and all the false information that was given, because it takes a consensus of the truth.
I want to stop you and ask you a very loaded question.
Yes.
And how does what you're doing compare to just somebody turning on the TV, or turning on the radio, or going on the internet and going to the Weather Channel, or going to someone who's doing, in other words, aren't there markets for things that you're offering with this AI app already existing? Is it a unique intellectual property, or is it something that you're just building from that's already in the marketplace, but you got your unique spin on it? You understand my question, right?
Yeah. First of all, there's 2 sides to that story. I want you to know that, yes, I do have a unique app, which is the Ride Weather app. I call it now Safe Route app. And that is a unique, and it's patented technology. It's a patented algorithm, and there's nothing like it. Matter of fact, not only is there nothing like it, I believe it is the future of transportation as we know it. I believe everywhere in the future will license this algorithm from me for all these self-driving cars. They will license this from me to avoid accidents, so these cars don't collide against each other eventually. The right now, it can't happen in here on Earth yet, because the satellites are not powerful and fast enough for the Earth. But in the air, my app already stops airplane crashes. For $100 a month, this app, you're a pilot, you can have this, and it will stop you from hitting another airplane. If another airplane is crossing your path anywhere in the future, if it notices you're going to come in contact with it in the speed and direction you're traveling, it will avoid accidents. Now, literally, my app has become an AI traffic controller. That's what my app became. So now it doesn't just stop you from hitting rain, it stops you from hitting other vehicles. And that is where it really gets interesting, because eventually this technology will be used in pretty much everything that doesn't want to collide against each other, because it stops things from hitting each other that normally would hit each other. But before AI, this couldn't happen, because the algorithm, a human can't make that. It took AI to make that. But the funny thing about it is I was able to patent what AI did for me, because I paid them to do it. I was able to patent it. It's just like a company that hires a engineer to create something. It can patent what that engineer did, because it paid that engineer. You understand? I have a license for it now. It's my invention, even though I didn't create it.
I'm going to say, it's time for me to do a little marketing for my show on Thursday night. Before I didn't realize, man, we've been at this for a half hour already, and
this could last all day. I got some interesting stuff.
You know that, but like I said, I'll give you at least 45 minutes to get your point across, state your case, do what you do, and you're doing it very well. And you got me very curious, because like they say, not playing the devil's advocate or anything like that. I'm still wondering in the marketplace, because you said something very, very interesting. This app will help these driverless cars. I was listening to you very well. And you said this will help the driverless cars. Okay, now, it sounds to me like you got a massive, should I say, vision for how and who.
Huge vision. This is so huge.
Yeah, and you got, And you have a demographic there that's very interesting because you mentioned quite a few of them. You say the cars that are, driving the self-driving cars. You
drones,
said the air traffic control, and
yes.
dealing with drones now. It's just that, man, I'd be very curious, like you say, for the average layman. I heard you say for $100 a month was your price point.
No, this is for pilots and for a Marine. This will do it. That's the big one. For a regular person that just ride motorcycles, I think our app is like $10, $19, something like that. It's like $10 a month. It has different tiers, different what you want, But okay. I think it's for like close to $10 a month. You can have this app, and you could avoid the rain, right?
That is really great.
If you want to, yes.
Miriam, my wife just asked me a question. She handed me a little sticky here. She said, well, how does this thing work when it comes to tornado warnings or floods or, very detrimental
everything. This will
deteriorating conditions.
Yeah, this will make you avoid anything like that. It's anything that could become a hazard in your route, because it is a GPS is what it is. It is an actual GPS combined with a weather app. That's what it is. Now, there are already GPSs combined with weather apps. The problem is none of them will real time redirect you to avoid the actual rain. They just let you see it so you can redirect yourself. But my app will literally redirect you, tell you how many minutes to wait, how far to the right to go to avoid that rain. That makes sense? It's an algorithm.
No,
it's never been invented.
I'm clearly following you, and I'm just trying to grasp what makes yours such a unique IP. And you know something, I'm a big advocate of your intellectual property, because whatever is innate, whatever is intrinsic, whatever is inherent is inborn in you, you're supposed to do that. And it sounds to me like, you're still DJing, you're still doing your entertainment, and you're living something that I spoke about a little earlier, what I call my P3 theory. And I can tell by how fired up you about this, DJ Izzy. I can tell by your energy, I can tell by your finesse about it, that you're really after this. So it's clearly there is a purpose behind it. Wherever there's passion, there's purpose.
Well, the purpose is to serve God. I want to free myself to serve God. That's what this is about. I want to create all these things, make them all work so they work for me, so I don't have to work anymore. I literally step aside and serve God. That's what the whole point of this is. I want to serve God. God gave me a way to free myself. That's all this is. Now, I'm still 100% in this right now because I'm in the projects to create it. But once this is created, it works for me. It's like building a robot, Greg. Imagine you building an actual robot. Now this robot can come and make tea for you, cook for you, right? It becomes your slave, doesn't it?
Right.
Well, that's what I'm doing. But I did it without robot. I did it with AI. I'm developing digital products that work for me. There's a huge, this is wisdom, bro. This is pure wisdom. Yeah. Like, this is even better than robots. You don't have to oil digital products. You know what I'm saying to you?
No, I hear you, man.
Mechanical products, you have to oil them.
What I'm going to say to you,
you have to fix the ones that break. Digital products will work without oil.
Izzy, I hear you.
Wow.
I feel you. And more importantly, I feel your enthusiasm, that it sounds to me like you're all the way in this as an analogy to someone being all the way in for a new song they wrote, and they just went in the studio and they put everything in it, all the right hook, the right vocal, the right producer, and it sounded to me like you've done a lot of work and gotten this thing now so this app, the last question, and we'll leave AI alone for the rest of this conversation. Is that app in the marketplace now? Can people actually go out and buy your app on the App Store?
By the way, this started happening about a month and a week ago, and I've already created 8 apps. It's not just this app. I've created a bunch of others, and they're all amazing in its own. What I'm doing, Greg, is I'm automating things that need to be automated. I have found a way to automate mundane things that normally are not been automated by someone. I'm finding a way to automate them with AI. So I'm creating automation. That's what I am. I'm creating automation with AI. But anyway, yes, the app just finally got uploaded. I'm still figuring out a way to download the app itself for me from my phone, but it's already on the Play Store. I can't figure out how to get it out. I'm in that process of getting that app to my phone right now so I can test it in the real weather, so it still needs to be tested. They call it it's still in beta testing, basically. Yeah. But what really excites me, Greg, is that app right now. It's not the only app I have. I have a bunch of others right now. I have an app that converts actual website apps into native apps, which is basically what you put on a phone. You don't just put a website on a phone. You put a native app on your phone, and to do that, you have to go through this process. I automated the process. I created the 6 AI search engine, so you can get truth out of AI, which you can't do it with just one. They always hallucinate. I created another app that basically. I created a therapy app, an AI therapy app. I just finished that one, where literally someone has a problem in their life, they can go and they can get help through AI. It's really cheap, and they can get help.
Here's the thing I want to say. This is what I'm going to leave with you.
I got a bunch of apps right now. I'm going nuts
like
with the app thing. I'm going nuts.
Actually,
I just built my own app making program. Like, I built my own coding app. I'm finishing up on a coding app that's better than the one I'm coding with. Like, I noticed that the one I'm coding with right now has a lot of limitations, and I created with that app. It took me forever because of the limitation, but with that app, I've created a coding app that is way better than the one I'm using. So that's another thing I'm making. That's an amazing that's an amazing app I'm creating.
Well, listen, here's what I'm gonna say to you and leave you with this tonight.
Yes.
You be blessed on your quest that you stepped out of the box. You've taken a real huge pivot. What you're doing is what a whole lot of us are trying to do. Even my wife and I have been exploring a lot more of AI from the writer's perspective, because I'm still all the way in with self-help. I'm still all the way in as a coach and a consultant. I'm still all the way in as an entertainment specialist. I'm still all the way in as an author. And my latest book that I'm working on right now, I've just decided to sit down with AI, exactly like you said, from an author's perspective. Obviously, I'm writing the book, but I found from several other people, and now on my own turf, how quickly, how much faster, how much more of a detail that AI really is. So I hear you, man. And it sounds to me like you're going across the board doing what you're doing. I'm going to segue about what's going on with me on Thursday nights. Yes. If you can see my books right now, I'm offering an opportunity for people to come into the Strive Masterclass on Thursday nights. There's an opportunity for you because we're very fresh into 2026. Either one of these books will be yours. The Strive Masterclass, I'm running a real nice half-price special. All you have to do is go to theactivator.net, click the Get Activated community link, and you're in. If you want to write a book, I've wrote 2 of them, writing a new one right now. And my guests tonight are talking about AI and what it can do for you. So everyone knows that there is the pivot you can take with technology. But some things you can't take a pivot from. You know, I'm holding one of my medals right here. I'm a 25-time marathoner. And no machine, nobody can do nothing for you when it comes time for you finding something you can do to take better care of yourself physically. My job on Thursday nights is for you to find mind, body, and spirit. I was already over 40 years old. I found marathons. I found that they just work for me. Yours might be basketball. Yours might be football. It may be flag football. It may be weightlifting. It may be volleyball. It could be, almost any sport out there. You could be a cross trainer. But my point is this: you are mind, body, and spirit. I'm going to say that again. You are, without a doubt, mind, body, and spirit. You should live with success being finding the word balance, because imbalance is organized chaos. My guest tonight talked about that a little bit, about just finding your comfort zone and just staying there and being content with it. A lot of us do that. We stay in relationships that way. We stay in toxic relationships with people, toxic relationships with jobs. We stay to the point that we call it organized chaos. And my job on Thursday nights, I'm here to offer you the alternative, that you can live the life of your dreams. You can live what I call my P3 theory. You can find your passion. You can monetize your passion. And my guest tonight, I'm very excited to hear his enthusiasm, because all I've known DJ Izzy as is an entertainer. He told me, he said, I got a secret I want to share with you tonight. And I can tell he's an example of what I'm talking about. Find something.
Yeah.
Know there's a demand for your services. Know that you are passionate about it, that it becomes your purpose, and that you can monetize it. And one thing that's absolutely sure about this, and what this gentleman is speaking about tonight, is so very powerful to me. When you find something that you're passionate about, they say that that kind of enthusiasm, my friend DJ Izzy, and you tonight, and us being here in about 40 minutes right now, you have got everybody who probably watches this saying, what the hell is this man talking about this AI stuff? But he got me, and he's got me curious, because you segue now from what you can do with it as a weather AI app. You're now talking about other things, and like I said, I'm gonna leave AI over there in the corner.
I just want to say one more thing about the AI movement. It's going to happen with or without us. In life, my friend Willie says something really cool. He says either you can be the bug or you can be the windshield. AI is going to put a lot of people out of work, but it's also going to create a lot of millionaires. Which one do you want to be, the bug or the windshield? And I am one of the windshields.
You know what, man? I love that. I love that metaphor you just used, that analogy you just used. And honestly, when you have relentless enthusiasm on the level that you got at DJ Izzy, nothing can stop you. As they all the way up, they said, no matter how many times you fall down.
Listen, the money ain't here yet, Greg, but I'm already up. I mean, just the fact that I'm living my dream, and I'm preaching, and I'm reading my Bible every day, and I'm active. Just the fact that I'm active. Thank you so much for activating me, Greg. The fact that I'm active, that wasn't once. I was stagnant, and I'm active. You really, that's what it's about, isn't it? I am active finally. I really am.
That was a part of this conversation that I think it was one of my questions, and I'm almost going to read it to you. It says, you and I met by what I call a God incident. We were both contracted to render our entertainment services, you know that, at a private country club. Yes. We instantly connected over several levels of just mutual interest. You and I just connected, man. And then we connected as entertainers, as entrepreneurs. And really, in a very deep way, it became when I had this hat on that night. See, I remember that night when we met, and you saw it, and you saw God first. And that was a trigger. It was a very positive trigger that when I put the hat on, you saw it. I live by TD Jakes sent me this hat. Man, it's been about 2 years now, because I remember that one of the first summers when I was going out traveling all around the country, speaking, meeting other mentors. I mean, really, I retired from the classroom, and I just activated my work as a speaker, as an author, as a trainer, as a coach. I just went out there. And when we connected that night, and you started talking to me about everything that you were involved in with entertainment, and then you said what you wanted to do with your life from a spiritual perspective. So tonight, I want to say that it sounds to me that you found this place inside of you. Yep. You say you got a YouTube channel of Warriors for God.
Warriors for Truth. Yes. Telegram as well, but making videos on YouTube channel.
But hear me clearly on this. This is what I say. I say God got big plans for you. I know you got big dreams. I'm going to say that now that you're so fully activated in your dream, I mean, I can say this because you saw my hat that night. You told me that I got you activated. We stood there and we prayed together that night. I would never.
We prayed. But when we met in the restaurant, you activated me, brother. Listen. Activation. Some people need a lot of rah-rah, but all I needed was to be activated. You activated me. That make any sense?
Oh, man, I'm grateful. I'm grateful that whatever I could do, whatever I could be, that would get you off the bench of procrastination. That is why I titled this book. That is why I did, because I lived like that a lot in my life, man. I sat on the bench of procrastination, and when I was just really writing this book and saying to myself, wow, if I could just, and the book is really somewhat of an introspective on my life, because this show is called The Gigi Factor, because I got something called the Gigi Factors in this book, where I tell people that I done this, I went through this, and you know something, we all have to go through to get to it. And tonight, You are an example of that. I mean, you've come into my mentorship. I'm waiting on you to launch yourself all the way in with me, because I do believe sitting down with you, and you gave yourself what I call my 30, 60, 90-day challenge. It sounds to me, Izzy, like the next level. It's just waiting on you, man. It's just waiting on you. It's just waiting on you to say, am I really all the way in? Am I really doing what I need to do? And I know now that you put this way, you say you spent almost 2 decades of your life dealing with God, coming into things the way you have. And it's been incredible. I don't know if I lost you now. It looked like you're trying to log back in.
No, I want to show you something real quick, because this is kind of cute. I don't know if you could show that screen that I have, sharing the screen that I'm sharing with you right now. Can you share it or no? Do you know where it's showing? I want to show with these people what AI can do. What I'm doing with my preaching with AI.
Okay, let me see if I click it out.
See, there you go. Watch this.
Okay, all right. Talk to me. I won't be able to play the audio. I'm just going to tell you.
You can't play the audio?
Talk to me about the video. Tell me
you're watching right now.
What are you sharing with the audience now?
What you're watching right now is me preaching using AI.
Okay.
You will feel unworthy and insecure. But when you obey God and imitate Christ, your conscience will be clean. So you will feel worthy and feel capable.
That is a AI video.
Now, this warrior that we're watching right now, is this your character? Is this a character?
That is an avatar of me, and it's doing a video.
Exactly.
Basically, of something I wrote. I put it in text, and it creates a video with it, with my avatar. That's me when I was 10 years younger.
Okay,
but anyway,
it's your avatar, but that's still your intellectual property. That's what you're doing.
That's me, but that's really what I do, Greg.
But is it just the fact that you're showing me from the time we met, the last time we met, until where you are right now? And I was curious, and you put all my curiosity to rest. You have gone all the way in, and you know something, man. I applaud you for that. You continue doing what you're doing. Now, I'm going to move that and come back to you and I and say this.
Yes.
That's powerful. And if that's consistent, if it's in the work, if it's out there, are you that warrior on your YouTube show? Or are you?
No. That's what I do with that is I create a short video to share on TikTok, with Facebook. I wet their lips with that. And then I bring them into the full video. At the end of the video, say, if you want to see the full video, click on the link, and it'll show you my full video, about like a 20-minute video. This is only like a few minutes, right? So that's what I do. And I wet the whistle, and if they like what I'm talking about, they can come watch the full video.
I hear you, man. But listen, congratulations, man. You are doing what a whole lot of us want to do. You are maximizing your potential with your best friend being AI. And I hear you where you come. And you know, I have an AI. I have an AI that's not artificial intelligence. The AI I'm talking about, and you exhibiting it tonight, is your authentic identification. Amen. You're taking technology, but what you're doing is you're letting technology boost you out there from a place spiritually that I applaud you. You said of all the things in the world that you could do, you want to be a warrior for God, a warrior for Christ. You know, and God bless you, man. I want you to keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you, my brother.
I know that it's only the beginning. I want you to keep me posted. I want to continue I want you to, like I said, if you want to share with your listeners, your viewers tonight, people who are watching you, if you want to verbally say, where do you find warriors for Christ? What's the YouTube for that? When we're over, I want you to send me all the information. And when I go up to post up your episode, I'll also put it in the description of how to get these locations. So your website, do you have one? Your YouTube channel, do you have one? Your IG, do you have one? Your Facebook, do you have all of those lined up? Witness?
Yes, definitely.
Excellent. So we need to get that. I need to get that.
Sounds good.
Verbally right now, for those who are just right here with us, do you want them to know? You want to go ahead and share that before we clock out? We're almost at an hour, and it's just been out of sight, man. You really hit me with a lot of good stuff here.
And there's a lot more, Greg. I mean, we're limited in time, but there's just so much more there's just the whole story. You haven't heard the whole story. This is just like little bits and pieces. But if you know the whole story of what's going on, it's It's big. It's huge. This is so huge right now.
Well, you know, at
Wow.
the end of the day, let's call it the way it is.
Yeah.
It's you expressing your imagination. It's you
Yeah.
saying what you really want to do. You know, I see my wife made a comment that everything you're talking about is really awesome. I'm sure people, your episode, this is why I said to you, your episode will be up at least a few months or more so people can come back to it. That's why I want you to get me whatever additional data I need to put in the description as to what you're talking about. If you want to elaborate a little bit more about your Warriors for Christ, if you want to get a little bit deeper about the one app, but no, the one app, that one that you mentioned that I think above all things,
the app is called
yes,
Safe Route. SafeRoute.dev. That's SafeRoute.dev. That's the actual app.
Okay.
It's called Safe Route. It's going to be on the testing in Google Play as well as iOS. It's already there, but I've got to find a way to download it and actually go test it myself. I'm like really in the process of that, but I got a lot of other apps that are already done. I'll share my website that I created. It's called Automate the World, and that's a website. Will show all my apps in it and everything. So that's going to be something I will send you.
Well, you know, it's two things that we talked about tonight that I have to applaud you for, man. Most importantly, because I put my hat on and say this, and I said I would wear it tonight to wrap up the show, is that your quest is to know more of the spirit within you. That is a priceless movement. Because you know me, I don't leave my house without saying Psalm 91 every day, Psalm 23 every day. I try to find time to make sure I can just stop, be still, and listen to spirit, not pray, but stop and be still and listen. And I want to say this to you, man, that for what you're doing, for the quest that you're on, you've got the ability as an entertainer to go out there and wrap up your market. So I hope that those who are watching tonight, those who are listening tonight, have been inspired and empowered by the idea that you had in your divine mind, and now you're manifesting it in this physical world, which is incredible to me. That I never had any idea that any inclination that you would go all the way in, to the extent that you just showed us your avatar. You just showed us your warrior for Christ. So it sounds to me like above everything else that you're doing, you know, I want you to make sure you get me the information. People need to know about, first and foremost, that app that you got for weather. The
website that has all my apps in it, it's called IDCL Express.dev. DEV.
Could you say that again?
Yeah, IDCL Express.dev. Dev. And that will be a website that has all my apps in it, all that stuff that I'm working on now, so you can check out.
Excellent. Now, how about you, the DJ Izzy, who's still out here in the marketplace? If somebody wants to get you for their entertainment services, they want to have a special thing for their kid, or a wedding, or just a private party. What's that website? How do we reach you? As far as
www.aaaultrasoundproductions.com. That's my entertainment and event services business. But I'll be honest with you, at the rate I'm going, within 6 months, I'll probably be rich and won't need to be doing that no more. But I'll probably be singing in karaoke shows somewhere, traveling the world soon.
Well, you know something, man? I'm going to take that probably rich off of that and say you will be rich.
Well, I will be, but I'm saying probably 6 months. I'm not sure about the timing yet. It might take longer. But around 6 months to a year, I guarantee I'll be retiring.
Well, listen, I'm going to say this to all my guys over there on IG, the guys on YouTube tonight, LinkedIn, Facebook. You're all over the world right now. And everybody who really, you may have a dream. As we wrap up tonight, we're at about an hour now, DJ. Anyone listening, hearing, seeing us right now can understand that this man, he had an inner vision to make a revision. This man that said that, yes, I can. Yes, I will. Yes, I must trust the process. He said that he can do this. So, DJ Izzy, I applaud you. I'm glad that you share both those links to where people can come to know you more. They can follow you on Facebook. What is your IG address? How do they get you on Instagram and Facebook?
Well, the Warriors of Truth is a YouTube channel that I created. It's called Warriors of Truth. I am on Instagram, I think, also, and the Warriors of Truth. I got my Telegram channel, Patriots Warriors of Truth, on Instagram. because I really believe it's not just about, this all started a bit political in the beginning. We are being overrun by communists at this point in this country, which I'm fighting about that. But I decided that is only the reasoning for that is that people don't have God in their hearts.
Well,
and so I'm just going to preach about God, forget about
I
politics.
myself personally, I always say to anyone, I stay very neutral on this show about anything politically speaking, because I know everybody's got a right to their platform. Just like people may not agree with me, but I always say this show is to just stay right in the middle about anything that's going on. But one thing that I do try to tell people is not do anything but jump in and do something. Your voice matters, your vote matters, whether you vote Republican, whether it's Democrat, whether it's liberal. But one thing you should not do is be an apathetic person about the process in this country and not vote at all. Because see, then you become part of 40% of the voting people in America do not vote. 40%, Izzy. Now we have to stop and say the loaded question. Why?
Because they lost faith in our system. Our system is corrupt. And we are a corporation. We're not a country. We're a corporation, and we have owners.
What I want to make. No, but listen to me. That's whose opinion is that?
That's people realize that. That's why they don't vote.
You got to understand something. That's why I said I won't go into politics about.
You got to vote anyway.
Anything. All I'm saying is everybody's got an opinion, and I'm not saying you're right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying we're all subjective. Until we can actually quantify, it still becomes an obscure subjective lie. It just becomes something that we think might be what's really is going down. Now, I know it's a lot going on in this country, man.
Are you kidding me?
Wow. I don't go over an hour, but I'm going to say this.
Yeah, we could go another hour just on that.
Yeah, I want exactly, and I want to end on a very positive note. Now the ability that. Are you wearing that band that I gave you? Are you wearing God Is I Am?
I wore that band for weeks after you gave me, but I don't know where it is right now. I guess.
My wife just came and said, she just asked me, does it still have his God Is I Am?
But I did wear it quite a while after when you gave it to me.
I'm so honored that you came in here tonight with a mindset that said you're going to take 360. You're going to go all the way around the block. You're going to take a look at where you are versus where you want to be. You say you ask God to put this intellectual property into you. You've already been blessed to take the pivot from the working class and then go into the entertainment sector, and you've been successful with it. You have your family, you have your life, you have the things that you're doing. You're a good-looking, physically fit man. I don't know your age, and it doesn't matter to me, but I always say, in spirit, there's only maturity. So with that said, man, I start with music. I'm going to end with my little music bump in here a little bit if I can find that link here somewhere. All I'm saying to you is this, man. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep being on that quest that you're on to make it work. Because see, at the end of the day, somebody got to do it, DJ. Somebody got to go out here and step out of the box and say what they believe to be truth is their truth. So
I'm going to keep activating people, Greg. Keep activating us, all right?
Hey, you keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you for that, brother.
We got to arrange another time for us to have another lunch together. And I got to sit down off air. I got to get off the GG Factor and sit down.
God bless you, my brother. God bless you all out there.
I love what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. Everybody, if you want to know more about him, I'm going to put more of his information, will be in the descriptions after the show. So, hey, world-class DJ Izzy, my cap is off to you. I say, may you be blessed on your quest and continue doing what you're doing to inspire and empower people, because we need you, my brother.
Amen, my brother. God bless you, my brother.
God bless you, man.